Hey guys, welcome to another session of FFBE Global, and this week we have Nalu. So Nalu is a new unit coming, 5-star base. This is a single 5-star base unit banner. That means it's not split. Now her name is quite interesting too, because originally in the Japanese it's Naru, which usually you would remove the U sound or the vowel at the end. So her English name should have been Null, I think. And so for a very long time, I think a lot of people were going with the name Null, but apparently they want to keep it as Nalu, which is really good because I think Nalu sounds better, sounds more exotic, because she's running a cheetah. So a lot of people are gonna kill me for it. So I've been saying like girl riding with a cheetah, and some guys on my Discord, they're saying that that's not a cheetah, you uncultured swine. It's hilarious. Anyways, I'm gonna keep calling it a cheetah because it's just easier, and it does look like a cheetah. Come on, guys. Anyways, this banner is gonna be I would say not like I don't know, not 100% worth pulling, and I'm going to go through the reasons why after we take a look at their kits. Now, something to note about this banner as well is that you can get a 3-star, 4-star, or 5-star Trust Moogle with every summon, but it says here in the asterisk, chance to get the 4-star and the 5-star Moogle will be very low. There is no details on, like, you know, if you use a 4-star ticket you'll get a 5-star guaranteed or a 4-star guaranteed, but rather they're all low chance. So I think you can safe to say that most of the time you're going to get 3-star Moogles, so a random Trust Master Moogle. Yes, and that's kind of the incentive for this single banner. We're going to talk about something else later as well. It's a 5% raised up rate, but let's take a look at the unit first. So Naru is I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this pronouncing this, but Core Rider. So that's the actual name of that cheetah, I'm calling it. So I'm gonna call the job Cheetah Rider. Super Trust Master reward is Vairayana, and Vairayana is a really good spear. It's a lock to lightning elemental, but it's perfect for Nalu, as we will take a look at her kit. And it's a 2-handed weapon, which means a higher damage variance with increased accuracy. So because she is a true double hand unit. And her Trust Master reward is Swift Hunter, boost attack by 25%, and then boost equipment attack when a single weapon is equipped in both hands. So that's true double hand. So whether it's a 2-handed weapon or a single-handed weapon, you'll get 50% equipment bonus. So it works as a true double hand to your unit. This is arguably one of Hyou's CG Hyou's best in slot. Now I think that Nalu has a lot of potential in her kit, but also some cons as well, which again I will mention. But for her Trust Master reward itself, it could be worth pulling for one for your true double hand units. I know that at least all of 7-star on global exclusive, we have now new units to consider when it comes to these Trust Master rewards. No longer can I just say that, oh yeah, this works for Hyou, this doesn't work for this. But the global exclusive units make things a bit tougher, especially as we still have a lot of global exclusive units to come out in their 7-star form. So whether or not you should be investing in this, I would say it's safe to invest in one of her at least. If you can't pull her, wait for an off banner obviously, but her Trust Master reward, because it's true double hand materia, and because all true double hand materia on global is unstackable, it might be worth investing in, especially if you missed out Explorer Eileen's Tomb Raider, which has a HP LB per turn, and also 50% true double hand. But this is the better one if you want to equip this to your DPS units or your damage dealers. Otherwise, her kit here is there's a featured abilities: Forest Wanderer, boost defense by 30%, physical damage dealt against beast, bug, and plant monsters. Thunder Spear, deal partial unmitigated damage, reduce lightning resistance for one enemy. Self-taught Spear Art, boost equipment attack when a single weapon is equipped in both hands. So That's true double hand. So that itself gives a 100% true double hand, self-taught spear art. So ideally, she, with her TMR on in her 7-star form, she gets another 50% with the TMR, and then she gets a trust ability with another 50%. So really, all you would need is 1 Cloud's Buster style or 2 Martial Glove, and you would cap her true double hand, which is at a 300% cap, which is really good. That means you can get a lot more room to play around with either the flat attack, 2 accessories, maybe like Dash Earring, or have something like 2 Martial Glove, like I said, and then more regular attack passives. Maybe because she's a spear user, and she could wear helmets, maybe Duke's TMR, maybe Veritas of the Heavens TMR, etc., to get her attack skyrocketing. Now, the only weakness she has is that she can't dual cast her abilities. Now, we kind of speculated and hoped that Gumi will enhance her a bit on global and give her dual cast. All she was missing in her kit was dual cast, but she doesn't have it. And since she's true double hand unit, she's only going to be able to hit once in her chaining skill. Her chaining skill is, I think it is Thunder Spear. It has a 12 hit, so it's a quick hit frame set, Tidus family chaining. It's a 12 hit 2.5 times physical attack modifier with a 50% ignored defense, which means it's a 5 times, and then it imperils lightning 60% for 3 turns, so that's pretty decent. And she can imbue herself if you don't have her her STMR or another pretty good lightning spear. She can imbue herself with lightning, so consider her a lightning chainer. Again, Tidus family chaining, going to be a bit rare at the moment until further in the meta, but at the moment that's pretty good. Obviously she outstands in her killers. She can buff herself for 1 turn, 50% more damage to beast with a one hit, single hit, 2.5 times physical attack. Buff it up for, I think, for 2 turns. Yeah, for 2 turns. And then she has in her kit 50% Forest Wander, 50% more Beast Killer, Insect Killer, and Plant Killer. By 7-star, she gets additional 50% Beast Killer, physical to Insect and Plant Killer as well. So total of 100% if you manage to snag her at her 7-star. 100% for 3 killers is really good, which means again she's easy to cap depending on the battle, but because she can buff herself for the Beast Killer, I would say she's more leaning towards her specialty is a Beast Killer unit, which again makes sense. She is riding a cheetah after all. She can buff the entire team in AoE 100% attack for 3 turns with a 70% lightning resist also for the full party for 3 turns as well, which can become very useful in tight situations. Again, I really think that she's a bit more niche than if anything. Her TMR is great, her STMR is even better, but mostly for herself or someone that can really benefit from the lightning elemental with 2-handed. Now, one thing I want to compare is her versus 7-star lightning, especially 7-star lightning on global. Now, if we want to compare her imperils, I mean, her best imperil will come from her limit burst. So her limit burst at 6-star max level is a 23 hit. It's an 8 times physical attack modifier with a 100% lightning imperil. Now 100% lightning imperil is no joke, which is really good, but then also buffs the entire team for 114% attack for 3 turns as well. By her 7-star though, this amplifies up to a whopping 12 times physical attack modifier. It's a 23 hit AoE again, and 100%, it stays at 100% lightning imperial, and also buffs up the entire team for 140% so attack. So that's better than CG Nicole's limit burst currently, but again we are stuck at 6-star CG Nicole. So it's something to consider if you're pulling for her. Again, she has quick hit frame, so again gels well with the Tidus hit family. Lightning I wanted to compare is that lightning could imperil with a physical damage 1 hit enemy, 3 hits, 11 times physical damage modifier, but then it decreases lightning resistance by 100% as well. It's a cooldown skill available on turn 2, and it's a 2-turn cooldown, but only imperils for 1 turn. So it depends on the situation. Lightning could be a bit better because lightning's quick hit ability, which is a endless army, it self buffs attack, defense, mag, and spirit by 150% to caster herself, but it does a 7.2 times physical attack modifier. So that beats Nalu's quick hit skill, which is, like I said, is a 5 times after you calculate the 50% defense ignore. 7.2 times is no joke, but again, it costs a lot more MP than Nalu. Nalu is a 54 MP skill, and Lightning's is a 76. So something to consider there. But because you can dual wield Lightning, and most likely you would be dual wielding Lightning, she would make the better quick hit chainer, especially with the elemental Lightning elemental specialty. So that's my thought on that. So again, my thoughts on Nalu, whether you should be chasing her. I think again, if you're pulling on this banner, you can aim for 1 or aim straight to the STMR. I think her 7-star form itself is not just like worth having. You will find that JP players don't really ever use her anymore, and that's just something to consider right there. For the 4-star and the 3-star base units, I'm just gonna take a look at the Trustmaster reward because we're limited on time here. Whirlwind, 130 attack, throwing weapon, which is really strong, and it's locked. It's a wind elemental and enables bird killer. This can be very good. Again, I don't think we have many throwing weapons at such a high attack with an element with a killer on it. So this is probably the best, I would say, elemental throwing weapon we have at the moment. I'm just thinking of in terms of what other units can benefit, either partnering with someone that wields this, or could use this themselves. I'm not quite sure who. Like right off the bat, I keep thinking of Tidus, because Tidus is my chosen bird killer. If there's a bird monster, I'm always using Tidus for it, and I always slap more bird killer on it. But the thing is, it's a wind elemental, so it doesn't really have chemistry with what Tidus is specializing for, which is water. But yeah, anyways, how do you pronounce this? So his job is assassin, very cute raccoon, I think, but Pekiota. Yeah, this Shinju at the moment, we saw her use sort of in JP when Bart was released on JP, and Bart is a Xenogears limited unit. We can't say for sure that Xenogears will be released on global. It's too far right now for any possible licensing issues that Gumi might have and signing some kind of contract with them to be able to use the rights, and I'm not quite sure if they'll come, but at least right off the top of my head, Whip Mastery here, boost attack when equipped with Whip. If I remember correctly, it is a 50% Whip Mastery, but no one I can think of really can manage to use a physical, like use whips, but that's a physical attacker. At the moment, most of our whip users are mages, and it would be really awesome if this was like a split TMR, like maybe even I don't know, 30%. That may be too low for this meta, maybe 40%. But anyways, we get 50% attack equipped with whip here, and like I said, only Bart in JP, and it's only been like 2 months I think since Xenogears released at the time of this recording, and he would benefit from it. But there, at that time as well, there's so much other TMRs that could make him stronger, so this isn't exactly missed. So I'm not quite sure if you're pulling again on these banners. They're good TMRs, but I'm not sure if this one is one you should eagerly get. I don't think so. Now Ryuka has a good TMR. Lightning Saber is a 125 attack, Lightning Elemental Sword. So Lightning Elemental Sword, we're only missing I think katanas right now. We have the Lightning Elemental Large Sword, Gumuru's Sword, Tantras, and this one would be really good as well. Like I was talking about, Lightning, for example, gets the most benefits in her 7-star form with a gun and a sword equipped. Now I was talking to one of the Discord members, White Mocha, and he has I think Sparky, so Olive TMR as the gun, so lightning elemental, and then has Lightning's STMR. But if you don't have Lightning's STMR, this might be a good combination to have this as your lightning elemental weapon, as the sword, and then have like a gun, maybe like Balthier's TMR, or even have the little general that we got from Just Cause 3 for Maneater as the neutral elemental gun. Anyways, that's my thoughts on this. In summary, again, Nalu is a very decent unit. She could have been better if she had dual cast. I think that was all that was missing in her kit. If she had dual cast, I would definitely say she's worth the pull, because another quick hit chainer, good lightning imperil, and also has a lot of killers. Yes, so that's it for this one. Story event, Domain of 2. So I think in Japanese it was like 2 kingdoms or something like that. Not quite sure, but this is the story event for Nalu. As usual, I'm still waiting. I am still waiting for that second week, or not even second week, that harder vortex thing. So I've been making videos like this, like I think for the past like 4 news sessions with story events, saying that oh yeah, there's a 90 energy mission and it's like trial like and stuff, but it has not happened yet. So I think I'm gonna refrain from ever saying that until it starts happening. So people aren't just like psyched about it, because I think I led a lot of people astray. But I'm not sure we would get it. Limited equipment here. Take a look at this. So we have a lightning elemental spear, 76 attack. I think this is the highest one you can get at the moment that is not Nalu's STMR. Yeah, off the top of my head, I think it is. So I mean, if you pull Nalu and you don't have her STMR, you could probably use this. I think this would be best for her. But she could imbue herself with lightning, so you could give her Zodiac Spear, which is from a past event. I think it's 130 attack, but it's also a 2-handed weapon. So, but you would waste a turn doing that. See, Brave Lancer, boost attack when equipped with a spear. Now this is a free TMR, not TMR ability. I don't know how much this would be in terms of how much more passives you would get. I am assuming about 20 to 30%, but probably nowhere to 40%. 40% is too high. 30% is even high for a free ability. I would say 20%. But again, if you're kind of new and you don't have many attack masteries or passive abilities, definitely use this. I think both of them are really fitting for Null, of course. Try out the new characters. So yes, as usual, when you are playing the story event, there will be situations where you can use them for free as like demos, which is definitely really useful, and then you can see if you want the unit or not. To finish off our Final Fantasy VIII week, we have Dalit Exploration. Now I remember seeing this robot. Now I actually used the sprite of this robot in my background wallpaper. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, you can actually find him. He should be near the left side where all the monsters are. When I used him, I only thought that his sprite was cool. I had no idea actually where he came from, but now I know. So XATM092 sounds like a robot, of course, and as usual, machine killer is effective and lightning attack. So oh man, I can already imagine though, all the one-turn KO videos with people's 7-star olive. I am pretty sure it's going to be that simple. But I have been surprised before when there's an exploration challenge, like the latest FF7 one with the Sephiroth, Materia Hunter, something like that, Materia Keeper. That's it. Oh man, that was a really hard one, I have to say. So I'm not gonna say that this is easy, guys. You're gonna have no problem with this. Most likely some of us may have some difficulty with it depending on how far you are. But again, if you're going to complete all missions, that is probably going to be always the hardest thing. That's how they make these trials hard, is for you to want to complete all missions or run it multiple times. Make sure you boost your light resistance Kupo. Alright, light resistance, and cannot be weakened. You cannot weaken its magic attacks. Okay, so judging from this, I guess you would go with a magic cover tank with high light resistance. Now, I'd pump up as much as you can just in case he imperils. Again, I have no data on him, where I'm pretty sure someone can dig it up if they wanted to. But I like kind of going in this kind of stuff a bit blind, just reading these hints here and then kind of just seeing him. He's like, okay, he's a machine. All right, he's weak to lightning, and then what can I gear my guys with? So perhaps I bring my Ricos to this one, or possibly my near automata units. I'm not quite sure yet. But if it says boost your light resistance and then magic attacks, I would assume it's light elemental magic attacks. Alright, you cannot break its magic attack, so you want to probably cover with someone like Awaken Range, Shield, or Mystia with high light elemental. Here, let's see here. Mission rewards. Event consists of 2 difficulties, easy and hard. Yep, like usual. And then the rewards here are just for the hard. Okay, so you get a 5% trust Moogle completing it. Force Armlet for completing the quest. Defense 5, Spirit 10, HP 10%, and Spirit 20%. That's not bad. That's not bad. Depending on the unit that this goes on to, this could be pretty decent for your magic tank, actually. Could be pretty decent. 10% HP and then 20% Spirit plus a 10%, so that's pretty good. 10,000 triple triad cards, the King Mog, current King Mog currency. Evoke an Esper, you get lightning resistance 20%. Definitely get this. Definitely get this. You want as much elemental resistance as possible going forward. Finish the boss with a limit burst. So yeah, so that's probably the hard part. You're gonna have to keep him alive long enough for you to get a limit burst and then finish him off. So again, no data. Not sure if he has too much HP, defense, you know. But if you have enough machine killers and lightning, his weakness, you should be able to kill him pretty quickly, I'm assuming. Now you do remember that Squall actually on this banner does have lightning chaining skills, and if you have a 7-star, you can dual cast it, so it could be okay. But I'm pretty sure most people would run Olive at this point. Yeah, most likely. Now, this was released last weekend as well, but I guess going forward all weekends, you get both Cactuar Dunes and Ghost Snappers. Now, this is definitely worthwhile now, especially we have 7 stars. So if you guys are kind of short on Gil, you know, to actually fuse the 7-star units, or the Cactuars to level up the 7-star units, now's your chance. And I think it is going to be opened all throughout from here on out. I know that JP does that every weekend, so I think Global, it just makes sense for Global to do that now. So we have this news here, introducing a new summon. Alright, so introducing a new summon, special rate up summon. It's a 5% rainbow rate. So 5% rainbow rate doesn't mean the banner rainbow, but it just means all rainbows in general. 5,000 per pull and limited to only 5 per player, which means 25,000 lapis. It's like one full step up. My thoughts on this. It's interesting that Gumi decided to do this. I think okay, so if you guys are watching my YouTube videos and you guys watched my old YouTube videos, we recently got this like maybe a month ago on JP with the 5% rainbow rate. And I did a test. I pulled like, I think 40,000. I don't remember now. 40,000 lapis, and I got like 1 or 2 rainbows from it. And I was saying at the end of that, I concluded with saying that, you know, they were doing it as a test, right? I remember this now. They were doing it as a test whether or not to keep a 5% rainbow rate going forward, which it currently is at 3%. And at the conclusion of that video, I was just saying, yeah, you know, developers keep it at the 5% rainbow rate because you can't really feel the difference. Chances are, if you get like multiple rainbows from this, it's not really from that extra 2%. I mean, probability wise, it does make sense. Yeah, you get 2 extra % more, but 5% and 3% aren't that far apart from each other. So if you pull on this and you're just like, oh man, the 5% rainbow rate, it's real, man, it's true. Don't you just got really lucky. That's all I have to say. And if you are pulling on this and you're just like, oh man, Jagged, man, so salty, man, I pulled like all 5 steps and I got 0 rainbows, that's just RNG working against you, and that's normal as well. Obviously the 5%, you can see the big text there, it's very, very, you know, enticing. You'd be like, oh man, 5%, just think about all these off-banner rainbows I can get, especially, you know, if you're chasing STMRs and 7-star units from the first batch that came out, and even in the future batches, you might be saying that, you know, this is worth it. One, I could get Nalu from this, and secondly, 5% rainbow rate means all rainbows, you know, have an increased, possibly, I think, okay, so usually how this works, I believe it's, if it's a 3% rainbow rate, it's 1% to get the banner unit, and if it's a split banner unit, it's 0.5% for one of each, and then the rest of the 2% from that 3% is split throughout all the 5 stars in the pool. Now obviously if you increase that to the 5% here, Nalu, I don't know how much you would get in proportion to the 5%, maybe 2%? I'm not quite sure, but then that means also a larger number for the rest of the rainbows in the pool. You can expect some off-banner rainbows. I have to say, if you guys watch my really salty partner poll on YouTube, the FF8 one, I mean, I pulled a lot of 5Ks there, and I got mostly the rainbows I would get from the guaranteed, so I'm not quite sure how I feel. I might end up doing it. I might end up doing it for experiment's sake. I don't know. I'm still kind of on the fence about it. Like, really, I am. This is not staged. This is not rehearsed, what I'm saying right now. So I'm giving you my thoughts in real time. I kind of want to do it just for experimenting, not because I want Nalu's 7-star or STMR. Okay, not because of that. But for the experimenting at that, if this 5% rainbow rate feels really good. But like I said, it really wouldn't change anything. It would just make me more superstitious, because if I get a lot of rainbows, it's just lucky. It's not because of the 5% rainbow rate, I think. Anyways, that's my thoughts on this one. So that is it for the news this week, guys. So we did obviously get the maintenance early, so we don't have to wait for maintenance now. So on Friday, when this banner drops, are you guys going to be pulling on this one? You know, if you guys have questions, obviously feel free to ask. So I was playing, like I said, all right, so my whole kind of goal right now is to build a really strong CG Hyou. You guys know that I was really excited to get CG Hyou on JP when he was when I was actually playing JP, even though at that time I was kind of he was kind of losing his spot as the top damage dealer, top chainer. But right now on global, we do have him coming, I think, in the next I would say 3 banners, maybe 3 banners. So he's just right around the corner. I know a lot of people are saving for him and really anticipating his arrival. He is worth it. I'm definitely going to spend a lot of time on him. I am currently like finishing off a couple TMRs just for him. So I mean, he means a lot to me, and he just has a really cool sprite. I just gotta say, awesome CG animation and everything. And so again, my polling for Nalu would be for the Trust Master. Now, I don't want to, like, you know, give you guys false information here. You do not need her Trust Mastery to give CG Hyou his best in slot. In fact, yesterday I was playing on the unit calculator. I was trying to give him different builds, you know, whether or not he should have 1 Buster Style and 1 Nalu's TMR, or if he should go with, you know, just 2 Martial Glove and Buster Style and then just call it a day. Again, I'm talking about his 7-star form. Now, it turns out you don't need her TMR to give your Hyou the best stats. So I equipped Hyou with Cloud's Ultimate Weapon. Alright, so I guess, you know, you guys are like, well, I don't have Cloud's Ultimate Weapon. Well, I'm just saying, from what I can build, it seems that her TMR is not the best. Fortitude and Vigor, or Fidel's TMR, we just got this in the Star Ocean banner. 2 of his TMRs would actually give him higher attack overall compared to my Null TMR build. and I'm pretty sure I'm correct. It gives like about, I don't know, like 20-30 more attack. It's not significant because the Hyou I was building was at a 2400 plus attack, but it makes a difference. So I'm not quite sure which route you guys would want to go on. I just don't want to give you guys false information to make you guys pull on this, and then turns out it's not that useful for him. But like I said, with Olive and other units that could possibly be true double hand units, like I'm speculating like Fravia on global will become a true double hand unit. How that works is a whole other story, but if she does, this could be one that's good for her too. I'm not quite sure, but anyways, that's my thoughts on it. It's not necessary for Hyou, but it would definitely make Hyou stronger if you don't have other materia to give to Hyou. Okay, so if you don't have 2 Martial Glove, for example, pull this. Get this TMR. But if you have 2 Martial Glove and Buster Style, you don't need this. This is not the best in slot for him. Anyways, that's my thoughts on it. Again, drop a comment down below. If you guys have questions, feel free to ask. Of course, I always try to get to your comments as soon as I can. And yeah, let me know if you guys are going to pull this or save for Hyou. Alright? Anyways, if you guys have Discord, check out the Discord server, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe to YouTube if you haven't. As always, thank you guys for watching. I hope that this has been informative for you, and I'll see you guys next time.